Okay, this is Gary Krupa here in front of Bank of America in Cottonwood. There's a Bank of America sign, and we're here protesting the unfair practices of the banks against we the American people, and Linda Moser has been kind enough to grant us an interview. So, Linda, please tell us what you think should be done about the foreclosure crisis.
Well, I think that there has to be, the banks have got to be forced to actually do the kind of refinancing that they're not actually doing. I'm not sure quite exactly how to make them do that, but I believe Congress asks people, you know, there are ways that it can be done. I've read various kinds of things, as for right now, I think all foreclosures should stop. They should prosecute the people who've been robo-signing. Those folks' houses should be given back to them, or there should be some kind of justice for those people who were illegally foreclosed on. And that it needs to stop, and there needs to be some kind of mechanism that those people underwater don't have to be foreclosed on, and that those who are in the process of foreclosure can find a way to refinance those loans and make the payments. Now, I know there's one proposal that people could rent their homes, that the bank would take the house and their people could rent the homes for a period of time. That, I'm not quite sure exactly the total details of that, but it was one thing that I heard proposed.
And why do you think that people aren't getting more upset, that more people aren't getting upset about all the wasted money, like the money that's being spent on wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and why it's not being used to subsidize individuals and help them stay in their homes?
It is so hard for people to actually speak up, I think, and people have come to believe that doing something doesn't make any difference. That they can write letters to their congressman, and the replies I get back, I long ago decided it doesn't make any difference to write to my congressman. They just don't listen. And I think they think that what we're doing right now isn't going to make a difference. And that's why we have to keep doing what we're doing. And Occupy Wall Street is so important because they need to believe that they can make a difference, and that we can, that what we do to take our country back is going to work. And because I think people are just giving up. And then there are people like me who, I will stand up and say things and do things anytime. And I've been, dealing with this kind of issue for the last 12 years and thought there was only a small group of us that cared. And this is just such a great thing to me to know that we're now getting people together. And I believe this movement stopped the Bank of America from charging the $5 debit card fees and stopped the other banks from trying to do that, because I think we're starting to make a difference, and we just have to get more and more people out. But that's only going to happen if we talk to them, we talk to our neighbors, and we keep doing this and make them believe it makes a difference.
So should we be helping people that are losing their homes? Should we be trying to help them save their homes?
I believe we should. I believe money should be taken from war efforts and put into people efforts. I really do. This is such a crisis, and there are so many people that have lost their homes. I mean, there are whole bedroom communities in California and Nevada that have been totally wiped out. I mean, the whole community's gone because all those houses were built and financed by these, default swap mess that we've got, and people never were talked into buying homes they could never afford. And they believed the bankers when they told them that this would all work out well for them. And so the construction industry boomed, and now you've got whole towns that are just wiped out. They're just gone. People have nothing.
Well, should we be helping people in our neighborhoods, in our communities? Should we be blocking? the sheriff from taking action?
As far as I'm concerned, absolutely. You tell me exactly when we're going to, who's getting foreclosed on and when that's happening, and I'll be happy to be there. And I know that I can talk a number of other people into doing that too. I absolutely believe that that is important and a very, very good thing to do.
Okay. Now, so why do you think that the average person around here is not that concerned, even though there's so much poverty and there's so much suffering around here? There's people losing their jobs and so forth. Why aren't people more concerned?
Arizona is historically just very hard. It's hard to get people. They've been fed so much of this rugged individualism, and they've been so separated, I think, by a lot of the talk that they hear on television and a lot of the extremely conservative media, that they believe that, it's my fault that this stuff is happening. It's not Bank of America, it's not, but it's people like me that it's, my fault. And that they can't do any, they don't believe they can do anything either. They just sit at home and get madder and madder and madder. But I do live in a very low-income area of Cottonwood, and I've talked to a number of my neighbors, and how they survive, I don't know. And I'm certainly not wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. And they believe in this cause. They do believe in it. And that's why I think it's so important for us to get out here, because I think we're going to get more and more people, and we have to tell them how to do it. I think we have to help them learn how to do this kind of stuff, because it's scary for people that have never stood on a street corner or never written, to their congressman or whatever. It's scary for people to do that.
Yes, indeed.
And so I think it's important that we help them.
Do you think that there are a lot of people that just aren't compassionate, or have they just given up, or
I think they've given up.
What
and
is
most
the basic
people, this is
cause?
Cottonwood in particular is such a low-income town and people that do have a job work so hard, and people that don't have jobs have so many, family problems, and you have drug abuse and alcohol and all the things that go with, misery.
Right.
And it's just, it's very hard for a lot of people, and they feel like they're alone, but that's another reason getting out here is so important. They need to see people who are willing to take a risk and get out.